Good afternoon and welcome to today's Lunchtime Live recital. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome today Lufuno Ndou, who's put together this quite incredible programme. As you know, we put on these recitals to raise money for our music programme here, which does such amazing work with youth across Northamptonshire. It's particularly wonderful to welcome today Lufuno, who is a product, not of our programme, but of a programme very much like ours. She was a chorister for many years at St. Matthew's Church, just down the road. Lufuno is going to speak a little more about the items in the programme as we go, but for now I'll just introduce the first piece, Grief by William Grant Still, a song about angels weeping in heaven. The dedication at the bottom says, "With humble thanks to God, the source of inspiration."
Lunchtime concert. Today I will be performing songs from the African diaspora. While I have spent most of my life here in Northampton, as Jem Lowther said, I grew up singing in St. Matthew's Church just down the road. I am South African born and I take so much pride in my heritage. One day I will return here and sing many South African songs for you, but today I bring stories that are native to the African continent, of those whose heritage is of Africa but are now living elsewhere in the world. That first piece there was Grief by William Grant Still, who is an African-American composer. Next I will be performing a song cycle by the French composer Mio, Chanson de Négresse, Songs of the Black Woman. The first piece, meaning My Story, tells of the misery and hardship of the woman being taken into slavery, especially as a child. The second piece, abandonment, the widowed slave says she would have wished to die, but she must look after their baby. And the third piece of the song cycle, without her or place, the woman sings that a song should be written for those children without a home. A song so beautiful that all of their needs are met, so that they know they aren't alone.
French music in the 19th century was dominated and really under the spell of Germanic influence, the two colossal figures being firstly Beethoven and then Wagner. Within the political context of the First World War, however, French composers started looking elsewhere for sources of inspiration. You will have heard, if you were at our last concert, Maurice Ravel's Mother Goose Suite, with some of the movements imitating music of the Far East, for example. We've heard, under the Darius Milhaud, influences from far, far away from Germany. I'm now going to play a brief piano solo, the Ragtime Parade by Erik Satie. Erik Satie was hugely admired by Darius Milhaud and all of his avant-garde composers. This is just a brief excerpt from his famous ballet Parade, with choreography by Diaghilev and stage sets originally by Picasso. Erik Satie, Ragtime Parade.
Our next two pieces were written by the British composer and conductor Samuel Coleridge Taylor, who was often referred to as the African Mahler and also the Black Dvorak. The first piece, Thou Art Risen, comes from a song cycle called Songs of Sun and Shade, and the poetry was written by an Englishwoman. While the poetry is sweet and speaks of a person and their lover appreciating the evening together, the music tells of their strength of their love. The second piece, Song of the Nubian Girl, is almost like a ritual prayer. The text written by Irishman Thomas Moore, has a girl singing praise to a plant for all that it can provide to herself, her people, and anyone who may come by where they're living to witness this plant. title for this recital was written by a Catalan composer from the north of Spain called Montsalvatge. The first song is titled Tuba Inside a Piano, and this tells of a woman telling her story of when America invaded Cuba. The rest of the stories are essentially her lifetime, her heritage, what had happened to her. The second song is titled Habanera Strain. We will be familiar with the word habanera from Carmen, which is a Cuban dance. The third song is called Man with a Knife, which is essentially a man that just wants more, taking more from Cuba, taking more from the Americas, taking more from our heritage. The fourth song is a lullaby to a little black boy, a lullaby to our little baby. And the last song is a little dance called Black Song, which is a story just telling of a man in a festival and just enjoying his time. I hope you enjoyed the song title. For joining us for today's lunchtime concert. I would like to thank Jem Lowther, especially for accompanying me on these pieces and for working with me to create this gorgeous recital. I would like to thank All Saints Church for providing this platform so that we can all share this wonderful music. And I must thank you all for coming here today to support local music and to support our local musicians. Before we go, I think I might have one more song for you. It would not be a recital of African diaspora without a little bit of jazz. So here is a little bit of jazz for you, some Gershwin, Oh Lady Be Good.
Lufuno, thank you so much for a wonderful concert, and to Jem for accompanying and adding to that wonderful voice and a really splendid programme of music. And thank you to you all for being here today. We would love, as you go from the church, to receive any donations you would like to make to the Friends of All Saints Music, which goes to the upkeep not only of free live music at the heart of our town, but to supporting our choristers and our music programme more widely, not least as our young people prepare to travel to Zaragoza on tour this summer, resuming our programme and our international tours in a way that simply hasn't been possible over the last few years. Lawrence, you'll find holding a bucket at the back there, which is good for everything up to but not including £50 notes. If you would like to make a gift aid declaration so that we can claim back an extra 22 pence, I think, in the pound from Mr. Whoever the Chancellor of the Exchequer is today, then please fold your donation and pop it in one of the envelopes labelled the Friends of All Saints Music, and we will get the best value we can out of your immensely kind donation to the programme. And of course, if you want to donate to All Saints Church, there are yellow envelopes knocking around where you can do the same thing as well. This last 12 months has been a wonderful programme of recitals, some of which I've watched from my sofa and some of which I've been able to watch from church. And our next recital is going to be a little bit earlier than is usually scheduled. It's going to be on the 30th of March, when former chorister and organ scholar of All Saints Church, Richard Pinnell, is going to be here to perform Marcel Dupre's Passion Symphony on the organ. You'll find further details about that in our Holy Week and Easter book, copies of which are, again, just by Lawrence at the back of church, together with some recommendations for spiritual listening and reading, and some good musical suggestions for Lent, Passiontide, Holy Week and Easter. It's been lovely to see you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and perhaps you will put your hands together once more for Lufuno Ndou and Jem Lowther.
So